What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Matteo de Venuto. I'm an aspiring Forex trader currently living in Monaco. So I know it's been a while since I've made a video on here, but I wasn't entirely sure what kind of videos I wanted to do and if I wanted to keep doing videos on YouTube. My last video, the day in the life, was extremely successful for my first video. I believe it has now passed over 30,000 views, which I really appreciate. Yeah, I'm not very happy about that video. I don't think it turned out the way I wanted it to. It's a little bit too long and my routine has definitely changed since then. That video is now pretty much 7 months old. I have now decided to start making videos again, or at least give it another shot. I'm gonna try a few different things here in the next few weeks and see whether I like something more than the rest. Pretty much what I want to do is to share my journey as a Forex trader and maybe a few other things that I do on the side. But yeah, today we have I wouldn't call it a trade recap, but I want to review one of the trades that I took about a week and a half ago. Something along those lines. It's a Kiwi dollar position, and if you are in the FALCON community, you definitely know which one I'm talking about. This could have been a very good position for myself. Unfortunately, I did take a break even. This created quite a bit of emotions that I had to take quite a few days to analyze and go through to see whether what I did was right or if I did something wrong with the position. So pretty much any other day this would have been a 10% position. A few members of the FALCON community have banked 10+% on it. Whether it was because they were asleep so they didn't move their stop, or whether it wasn't their plan to not move their stop and they ended up banking 10%. So hopefully you can get some value out of this one. It definitely had me thinking for a couple of days. I had to do my ASR a couple of times with a clearer mind and to try and decipher the emotions I was feeling. All right, I think I've talked for quite a bit, so let's hop on the computer and onto the charts. All right, we are now on the charts. This is Kiwi dollar. I am purposely starting on the 1 hour time frame and not explaining the higher time frame because this video I've already recorded it and it was way too long, so I'm just gonna cut to the chase. This is not made to teach you the strategy I trade. It's just understanding the emotions and maybe taking a few tweaks here and there for your own strategy and for your own personal trading. Yeah, so pretty much we have an ascending channel. This is pretty much 3 touches, even though it's not perfect. This would be a first touch, second touch, third touch, very clear middle section, and we were looking for sells from the third touch, even if it's to just play the pattern and we continue just correcting sideways. But if we do break out of this ascending, this would be our first target, and hopefully it drops much lower. We have this double top. As you can see, it just started impulsing to the upside. So what goes through my mind once we're at this stage is that I know that I will be looking for a potential trade. Well, the highest probability trade would be from a fourth touch, so something like this, and then we would look for a sell setup if it presents itself. If not, we would be looking for an override trade from this double top here. So I'm gonna start playing the price a little more, and as we reach this double top area, I'm gonna move to the 15-minute chart. As we can see from the 1 hour, this is impulsive on the 1 hour, so I'm not interested in taking any 15-minute ascending channel. As you can see here, we can start spotting this 15-minute ascending channel here, but this is not in my plan. just because the price got to this double top impulsively, so you could just get tagged in and tagged out, and it just keeps going higher. So now that we got a pretty strong rejection, and if we head to the 1 hour, we can see it's a very, very strong 1 hour rejection or retrace back into the pattern. So at this point, I will be looking for a potential flag to confirm the start of the move to the downside and get involved in the sell. At this point, we get two bottoms, so I can start drawing in a trend line, and ideally, if we copy this price, this would be a decent setup I would be happy taking. Like this, stop below, entry below, stop above like this, and we get involved in the sell. So this would be a typical entry for me. So as we get two bottoms, we got a rejection, we're starting to get two tops. At this stage, I would be happy putting in a position. So I'll actually pull up the actual position I took. So there we go. Probably looking back, more appropriate would have been something around 18 pip stop, not 20, but it's better to be safe than not and getting tagged out for absolutely no reason. So at this point, I'm happy with placing my order. I'll fast forward a little bit and boom, we get tagged out. So keep in mind, this is Friday afternoon, 1:45, 2 p.m. So the trade is just going to hover around, and if we go back here, it was at pretty much 0.9% profit. So this is not enough for me. If we move back to the 1 hour as well, it's not enough for me to decide to move my stop to break even at this stage. I'm happy with the entry, and if it does pull back like this and tag me out, I'm happy. I knew what I was risking before getting involved, and yeah, so I did leave my full 1% risk open. It ended up trickling around, coming back to around break even, and then as we move forward, markets closed. But once markets opened again, this was pretty much running at 1.35%. So at this stage, I had to make the decision whether I wanted to move my stop to break even or not. If I look at it, we can go on the 1 hour, have a look. We had quite a push down. We broke the previous lows where I decided to not move my stop to break even. So at this stage, I was comfortable. Also, we were starting to form this potential very steep flag to maybe move back to the upside and create that fourth touch. So at this point, my reasoning and my plan would say that we passed the 1% mark, and there is this descending slash flag type pattern forming. So I'm happy to move to break even. So I'll put this ray line on, and this is my stop loss. Now at break even, if we play price forward, I'm gonna get tagged out by, I believe, 1.5 pips, something like that. And as you can probably imagine, after getting tagged out for break even, the trade absolutely drops. And if I managed this, it would have gotten out somewhere here. There you go. This would have been the management, maybe a little bit less, would probably have given it some space here. But pretty much this would have been a 10.5% trade, which quite a few people in the FALCON community did take. So congrats to those who did. But also quite a few people did the same exact thing as me and moved their stop to break even. So a lot of people tend to analyze trades and determine whether it was a good or a bad trade by the outcome of it. What is important is to wait a couple of days, clear your mind. I was obviously very frustrated as I saw this trade just dropping and selling off very hard just after getting tagged out by 1 pip. So you can imagine the frustration. I had to sit out a couple of days, wait for my mind to clear, get over it, and then do my ASR. So pretty much going back, doing the analysis again, and trying to determine whether what I did was right or not, and then determining whether the trade was good or bad based on that. This is exactly what I did. I went back and looked at price when it was here and asked myself a very simple question, which hopefully will help you guys out, is at this point, when this kind of pattern was forming, and let's imagine that price tags you out and does something like this and like that and like that, and ends up getting to that fourth touch. Let's look at it now, and in this case, let's remove the stop, and it would have tagged me out for a 1% loss here. Would I be mad for getting tagged out for 1% and not moving my stop to break even in this case? And yes, absolutely, I would be furious, because in my plan, it states that if my trade is at over 1% profit and it makes sense for me to move to break even, then I should do it. So in this case, I wouldn't have done it and I would have gotten tagged out for a loss. So this would have been bad management from my part. I would be furious, and this is what I would state during my ASR process. Would I be mad if the trade tagged me out here and then formed into some other pattern or whatever? No, I would not be mad, because this is in my plan, right? 1% profit. If it pulls back this much, then the chances of it still dropping are very low, as this is forming a continuation to possibly move higher. We also did not reach this higher probability area. So yeah, pretty much I was furious just because the trade tagged me out by 1 pip and then followed by selling off very aggressively. The trade was good, the management was good, it was according to my plan, which is the most important. And unfortunately, any other day it could have played out the same without tagging me out for break even, and it would have dropped. Unfortunately, this wasn't my day, and it did tag me out by 1 pip, and I took a break even on a potential 10% trade. But the important part to figure out here is that the trade was solid, the entry was good, management was good, everything was according to my plan. So I'm happy with how the trade ended up. So I hope this makes sense and you understand the reasoning, and you also understand why you shouldn't base whether a trade is good or bad on its outcome. There's some very good trades that do not play out, and there's some very, very bad trades that do play out. So make sure that when you're doing your ASR and going back and looking at the trades you took, make sure to not get influenced by the result or the outcome of the trade, but try to be in your analyst mode and analyzing everything, whether you did the right decision or the wrong decision. So yeah, I hope this helped you out and you got some value off of it. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you got some value out of it, and definitely make sure to let me know your thoughts down below. Also, if you have recommendations of what you would like to see next, make sure to drop it in the comments down below. If you did enjoy it, also make sure to leave a like and subscribe. You can also turn on your post notifications so you get notified the next time I post. I also have an Instagram where I post a little more frequently, so if you're interested in that, it will be somewhere here on the screen, or all of the links will be in the description below. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.